but that's what they said, that the young man was her dad. But they were like touchy and feely and stuff on the beach. Okay. Kerrville was on her Carfax. Harper is right outside of Kerrville. That is crazy. Man, there sure is a lot missing for an accidental drowning. Holy crap. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer. Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only, and just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Most of you guys know that Kiely Rodni is the reason why I started making true crime videos. My channelversary, my second birthday, I guess, of the channel was this past August the 16th, and that is the very first video that I posted. This one. Sammy Smith. Sammy Smith was a big person of interest, in my opinion, or at least person with knowledge. Person with knowledge, in my opinion, when it came to what might have happened to Kiely Rodni. Now, everything about what happened has apparently been deemed accidental, at least so far. I have hopes that something will crack. Now, I am not wanting this to be something nefarious. There is just something seriously wrong with this situation and the way that this investigation was handled. And until I have more information, it's really, really difficult for me to tell if they really are covering something up here, which I think they might be, or they're just completely incompetent and are trying to cover up their incompetency. Because let's face it, most of us know damn well the car was there. Her Honda SUV was right exactly where AWP ended up finding it, even though the local agencies had all searched that area and apparently hadn't seen anything. We saw it in SF Investigates drone footage. So many thousands of us were going over said footage over on Grizzly True Crimes channel and were completely flabbergasted by the fact that we could see it. So how she wasn't found any faster than whenever AWP got there is always going to be a mystery, especially whenever you consider the fact that whenever AWP did get on scene, the local agencies did everything they could to deter them from going back to that area where she ended up being found. That's just hella sketchy. There's still a lot of questions in this case. Like, who were all the older guys that were apparently at this party passing all these things around to all these younger girls? Who's the weird guy who called in to Mel's show and had a whole bunch of information? Who's the white guy that Ryan Upchurch had a weird conversation with? Are they correlated with anything at all, or are they just wanting attention? There's a lot of questions here. Now, I have always been in the camp of there's something more to this story. And until they stop being so sketchy with their information and start giving us some explanations for a few things, I'm going to continue to be that way. I do not believe that Kiely Rodni was breathing when her and her vehicle went into that water. I just don't. Now, it's been really, really quiet since everything was deemed accidental. Of course, we had some stuff happen with Jared from Adventures with Purpose, which I need to do an update on pretty soon because it's been a while since I even bothered looking into what's going on with him, because honestly, I just didn't want to. I didn't even want to give him the energy. But it's only fair that I go ahead and update that story, because even though some other situations might have been going on with Jared's sister, the original accusations still stand, and people need to face the facts on that situation as well. He apologized to his victim. You only apologize for things that you actually did. That means you're taking ownership and responsibility. You then said, yes, those are my emails. The emails where I'm apologizing, yes, those are mine. You cannot backtrack this. So I do need to do an update on that little side scenario. Other than that, we now have civil lawsuits going on between Kiely Rodni's family and Ryan Upchurch for all of the insanity that ensued from all of the lunacy that came out of Ryan's mouth. Then we also have civil lawsuits going on between Mel and Ryan Upchurch. I'm not sure if that one has come to a conclusion. There has been some recent movement in the Rodni v. Upchurch case, which is another one that we need to do an update on. But now we have this newest information. I woke up on Friday morning and had a comment saying, hey, the feds released some stuff on Kiely Rodni. I went to Google. I went to a couple different search engines. I couldn't find anything. So then I went to YouTube, good old YouTube. And the only thing I saw was 2 videos posted by the CNY family channel. I couldn't listen for very long. So I just went and grabbed the link. And this is what the website looks like. Now, this is an official .gov website. If you take out the stuff about Kiely, delete it, and then press enter, it goes to the actual like FBI records, the vault FOIA homepage. Okay, so whenever you go to like print anything, it gives you a message that states to print the document, click the original document link to open the original PDF, and then that's whenever you can download it. So I have the PDF right here, and this is what we're going to go over now. 105 pages, that's what this is, and I'm going to do my best to read this thing because look at how redacted these pages are. It's going to be really, really difficult. It's going to be difficult. Now, another thing I want to show you before we get started is that apparently there is 100 deleted pages. Here is the FOIA number, I guess, and this is a list of all of the pages that were deleted. Page 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30, 31, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 48, 49, 50, 53, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, and then 71 through 73, 76, 80, 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 86 is left in there. They take away all these ones and leave just like one in the middle, just like all willy-nilly thrown in there and left all by itself. 87's gone, but 88's left alone. 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 99. So they left a few in between. 104, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 53, 54, 55, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 73, 73, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 180, and 181 is completely gone. Does it give me a page number for what the end of this would be if it wasn't all? No, it doesn't. I'm curious. Okay, I guess I'll just have to do the math later. So they removed 100 pages of this. If this is just a simple accident, why is this thing so freaking heavily redacted? That's my big question. Okay, I don't understand. I'm not really quite understanding. And I mean, maybe to like protect the identities of the people that actually maybe gave the tips, especially if the tip ended up being like nothing whatsoever. Very possible. Very, very possible that could be the reason. But it's just insane to me that it's this redacted. Like, there's even stuff about like disapproved by, drafted by. Like, I feel like that's like names of people that actually worked the case, that like wrote these reports up. So why are we redacting agents' names? Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with this. This is the first one, dated 8/8 of 22. And again, I don't know if they're in chronological order. I'm going to assume they are in chronological order because 8/8 is only 2 days after she was technically reported missing. Okay. So let's try to figure this out. Here we go. Okay. 8/8 of 22. This is the case ID. It says 7C as in Charlie dash S as in Sam or Sierra, depending on which alpha you use. I use a mixture in the medical field. C as in Charlie dash 3638860. Now, this is the report of minor missing under suspicious circumstances from Prosser Lake area in Truckee, California. Synopsis, report of minor missing. It says the exact same thing. Details. On 8/7 of 22 at 4:51 p.m. Eastern Time, blank name with blank date of birth from blank cell phone number at blank residential address called the FBI National Threat Operations Center, or the NTOC, to report on 8/5 of 2020 blank, and then gives Kiely's name. Hides Kiely's date of birth and Kiely's cell phone number? What is this blank right here? If Kiely's name's right here. Okay, whatever. Went to a party and never returned by her 8/6/22, 12:30 a.m. curfew. Blank provided the following information. The morning of 8/5/22 was the last time blank Kiely. I'm guessing it says blank saw Kiely. Kiely went to the party on 8/5/22 and was last seen there by friends and classmates. Kiely blank. That's a long sentence to be redacted. That seems like that would be case fact evidence detail to be completely blocked out sentence like that. Different reports blank has heard say Kiely got in her car and drove away by herself and Kiely walked into the woods. However, blank does not know what is the truth. That must be just like name of the person. So this person heard she got in her own Honda and drove off, but it also heard that Kiely walked into the woods by herself. So they were hearing all kind of stuff just a couple days after the fact. Yeah, I mean, there was even a guy, apparently there was even an adult male going around telling anybody who knew anything to be quiet, like don't talk to the cops, which is another reason why those older guys that got involved in the conversations with Ickett and Ryan Upchurch in the very beginning, I feel probably should have been looked more into, and maybe they were. I don't know what came of that. I wish I did. I really, 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 really wish I did. Okay. The end of summer back to school party was in the Prosser Lake area in the woods by the reservoir. The nearest landmark to the area is the Prosser family campgrounds off of Highway 89. There were hundreds of minors there from different schools in the area. On the morning of 8/6 of 22, blank filed a missing person report with the Placer County Sheriff's Office, report number SO22-5612. Blank contact has been Sergeant blank, telephone number blank. What do you, why are you redacting the public servants' names that worked this case? I don't like that. That's stupid to me. That's dumb. The PCSO has conducted searches and the California Highway Patrol has a helicopter out searching. The PCSO expressed the possibility Kiely ran away, but blank believes she must have been kidnapped or is in trouble. Now, the very beginning, they were trying to just act as if somebody abducted her. That was even Sammy, which is why Sammy's behavior was just weird. Just weird. And look, I'm telling y'all now, the fact that Kiely's mom was like hugging on Sammy in public is also really, really weird to me, because I know from somebody who is still very close to the family that the family was weirded out by Sammy's behavior because they all knew the truth of her and Kiely's friendship, and it wasn't anything like she was claiming. They were not friends like that. So the fact that all of the things happened that way, and she was still out here trying to be like in the forefront of everything, and like, oh, she had to have been abducted, somebody had to have taken her, like that was the narrative that a lot of people were pushing in the very beginning. And we were like, okay, but what do you know to make you just like assume that? Or do you want us to think that she's outside of city limits whenever y'all are like moving around her inside city limits? You know what I mean? Especially with the sketchiness of the car. There's just way too many things here that don't have answers. It is blank, a whole nother sentence completely redacted. Did not tell anyone she planned on running away. Did not take anything extra from her room or their home, and has not used her credit card or Apple Pay card. And then there's two whole like paragraphs of whatever this person said, completely redacted. Then blank heard there was a cocaine dealer from Reno, Nevada present at the party who told one of Kiely's friends he believed Kiely was cute. Further, minors reported multiple vehicles were broken into at the party. I did remember hearing about that. Now, when it comes to this cocaine dealer, that's actually interesting. I never heard that before. I feel like somebody like that could definitely lure Kiely away from a crowd and could definitely also be very much responsible for causing someone harm, because normally someone like that, people that deal things like that are normally very short-tempered. We see it a lot. Normally, whenever we see cases of DV on, that get picked up on social media and talked about, whenever there's a certain lifestyle, the guy is normally described as being very short-tempered, angered, selfish. He's basically, he snaps his finger and he's going to be expecting you to ask how high you're supposed to be jumping for him, that kind of person. So if this kind of person could have maybe lured Kiely away from a crowd, and maybe she was saying no to a few things, there's a big possibility that somebody like that could have easily harmed her. For sure. And then there's an entire paragraph redacted, and I don't know if this means, I don't know what this means. Like, guardian, does this mean that this is like her mom, maybe? Because it says title you guardian something. But I don't know why they wouldn't just allow, if this was one of the parents, like, I don't know why they wouldn't just allow the name in there. I don't know. Okay, let's see. What's this next one? Guardian complaint form. Yeah, I feel like that probably had to have been filled out by one of the parents. And honestly, probably Lindsay. I'm only going off what I can try to figure out from all of these redactions. Okay, it looks like it's pretty much the same thing. Report of minor missing. Document synopsis created on 8/8/22 at 12:13 p.m. See Guardian for current assessment data, which would be this right here. So yeah, I think I'm thinking correctly. Okay, and again though, with all of the redactions except for Kiely's name, blank provided the following information. This is the exact same. This is the exact same thing. Okay, let's see. Patrol helicopter out searching. Again, yeah, it's the exact same redactions. Same thing down here. Okay, let's go down some more. Let's see. So this is the form, I guess, where they're supposed to fill out everything. Is this all the exact same stuff? The exact same thing? Kiely got in her car, drove away, or walked into the woods. Yeah. The report number. Same redactions. Kiely Rodni. But it's all like blank, so whatever was in here, they're not letting us read it anyway. Okay, let's see. This looks like it's different. Okay. Kiely Rodni, victim minor, Truckee, California, child abduction with no ransom. So that's how they have it written? Okay. Sacramento request for card assistance. Administrative note, reference telecall between ACAC agent, special agent in charge. ACAC special agent. I'm going to assume these are special agents. We know that the feds and a lot of other agencies helped on Kiely's case. So again, though, I don't know why they're redacting the names of the agents. Like, why are we not allowed to know the people that actually worked on the case? That seems kind of strange to me. Okay, on 8/8/22, Ryder briefed Sacramento agent, special agent, and the other special agent on captioned matter. Given the limited facts known at the time, the suspicious aspects which have been reported, and the knowledge that time is of the essence in missing children matters, Ryder recommended SC request CARD assistance. Agent Redacted approved the request for CARD to deploy to South Carolina, North Carolina 1, South Lake Tahoe, AOR, to provide expertise and assistance to Placer County Sheriff's Office and the South California Division in efforts to locate and recover the victim minor. Upon obtaining CAC approval, Ryder communicated with CID, SSA, and CARD Supervisor Blank, passing along SC's formal request for card assistance. Now, I tried to figure out what card was, and I was seeing stuff like California Air and Radio Board, but I couldn't really figure out exactly what agency. So while I'm editing, I'll try to find it. If you see me breaking in here in a second, then I figured it out. If not, then I'm still clueless. Okay, so the title of this one says Open Source and Offline Search Response, and it's dated 8/10/22 from Las Vegas. And it shows to document the searches conducted and received for blank person of interest. Why is the name redacted if her name is right here? Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I don't really quite understand that. Okay, I don't know what this is, but it's completely redacted. Can't tell anything about it. Now this says on August 9th of 22, so the day prior to this, tactical specialist blank conducted a blank, so we're not even allowed to see the type of operation that was conducted for him to now be like part of this whole thing, with another person's name right here with date of birth, social security, and address completely redacted. And then I'm going to assume this probably starts another sentence. And then this starts another sentence right here with this box, but it's supposed to be a name that's now redacted, indicated that blank name redacted, and then redacted the rest of the sentence. I'm assuming that that's how this is going. I'm trying to read now the boxes, trying to figure out the boxes. Okay, now Rodney and the rest of it's blank. 8/10 of 22. To document the last hits for Kiely Rodni's vehicle. Then it states on August 10th of 22, staff operations specialist blank acquired the most recent matches on blank with California blank plates blank. This would be the information for Kiely's Honda, and it's blank. So whatever they ended up getting is completely blanked out. Then it states right here, this one's dated 8/11 of 22 from Las Vegas, approved draft. All these things are blanked out. Then it says to document a suspicious Audi belonging to blank. I do remember there being something about a sports car. Is that the one that Jagger had on his social media? I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been so long. On August 9th of 22, Northern Nevada Safe Streets Task Force received intelligence that an individual named Blank was identified as a person of interest to be interviewed. Blank on Instagram, Blank has a photo of a blank. Upon running checks for the search party in blank, a similar vehicle appeared bearing the California license plate blank. A vehicle identification VIN number search blank yielded frontal photos matching the same one on blank's Instagram profile photo. The vehicle plate comes back to blank. Was that Jaggers, guys? Help me remember down in the comments. Because I remember he was interviewed for like hours by the feds, if I can remember correctly. And I remember there being something about a sports car and Instagram, because it was a car show that she had already gone to, that Kiely had already gone to the night before, I believe it was. But she was supposed to go back with her family that exact same day that she ended up going to this party instead. Like, she woke up that morning, she left the house after talking with her mom. Like, they ended up meeting up in the kitchen and talking for a few minutes, and then Kiely ended up leaving. She hung out with another friend. They apparently did some baking. Creme brulee was apparently made. Now, some people wonder if that actually means something else. I don't know. But that's just the story. She left her house. She did some baking stuff with one of her friends, somehow ended up meeting up with another friend in between, ended up at a gas station at some point because there was a last photo of her taken from like a still shot of a security photo, apparently around like 6:08 p.m. And then she apparently gets to this party around 10 p.m. with a different friend than she was baking with earlier in the day. That friend only sticks around for like 10-ish minutes and then takes off because apparently people were passing around just too many bongs and it was bothering her, which is just a strange story in itself. I will admit it's weird when you hear a California teenager saying something like that, especially whenever there's worse things out there. I don't know, but in about 10 minutes, her and her boyfriend leave, and then Kylie's there. And then the only other story that we get about Kiely even being at this party and what was going on at this party is from Sammy, who claims that her and Kiely were basically attached at the hip the entire night, sharing out of the exact same cup and drinking the exact same drinks. And she was the last one to see her alive and the last one to get a phone call from her and all these things. And it's all just not making any sense. But Jagger wasn't even anywhere around there. They apparently have cell phone proof and other evidence that proves that he was hours and hours away the entire time. But cars, and the car show thing matters because that was the original plan. And then all of a sudden, her mom gets a text message saying, hey, change of plans. I'm going to go to this party instead. And it's always bothered me because it was a text message instead of a phone call. So it's really hard to validate and verify if it was even Kiely that sent it. I have huge issues with it. Okay, so let's see. More just redacted stuff. The entire paragraph just completely redacted. Okay, overt non-custodial interview of blank on 8/12. Non-custodial, is this Daniel? Is this interview with Daniel maybe? Kiely Rodni, overt non-custodial interview of blank. Overt non-custodial interview of blank on 8/12. Collected 8/12/22, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Evidence type interview non-custodial. CD, DVD, Blu-ray. I'm going to assume this was them interviewing Daniel. Okay, so e-tip, meaning something sent into them electronically, and potential information on missing person Kiely Rodni, but it also states Guardian complaint form. So let's see. Okay. Document synopsis created on 8/15/22, 2:36 p.m. See Guardian blank for current assessment data, which would be the very top, I'm assuming still. On 8/13/22 at 1:59 a.m. Eastern Time, blank date of birth, blank cellular telephone number, blank email account, blank other address, New York Internet Protocol IP address. So this person is messaging them with a New York IP. Okay, and then blank, 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 which resolves to Cambridge, Massachusetts 02138 zip code. Submitted an online tip to the FBI National Threat Operations Center via tips.fbi.gov regarding information on missing person Kiely Rodni. So a person from Cambridge with a New York IP address for their internet sent in a tip to the tip line to the feds. Okay. Date submitted 8/13/22 at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Transaction number is redacted. Violation other, emergency false, threat to life false, submitted text. Just tried using the Pacer County email address on the missing Kiely Rodni case and the email doesn't work. And this FBI site is not helpful. Violation questions. What was the exact crime that occurred? How is anyone able to submit any info on Kiely Rodni? When did the crime incident occur? Please provide an approximate date and time. How is anyone able to submit? Okay, so they just copy and pasted the same thing instead of actually like. So this person, because they couldn't actually send an email, like probably got it completely wrong to send an email, then send a tip to the FBI and like didn't know what they were doing whatsoever. I am so hella confused. Okay. How is anyone able? Okay, just a continuation. And then it says first name. They don't have anything on here. Additional info. Continued. This blank guy went to the campgrounds last night to help search and did a live stream when he got there from his Instagram account. He should be spoken to, and his cousin's blank definitely need to be contacted. Is that the Ron guy that was on Icked's channel? I don't remember anybody going live on their Instagram account. Now, it's been a minute. I maybe need to go back to my old videos. Oh boy, that'll be fun. And listen to all of that stuff. Because that was wild. The Ron guy and it going on Icked's was a huge, huge thing. And the guy's information was just crazy. But then we had a white guy talking to Ryan Upchurch and he had like similar information. And it all stemmed from there being older guys dealing things at this party full of teenagers, high schoolers. Yeah. So this person saw this live stream happen, tried to email the local police department, which honestly makes a lot of sense because as you see up here, whoever this person is, says they tried using the Pacer County email address and it's Placer, Placer. So maybe that's why it didn't work. I don't know, but they were trying to email this information. And this sounds like the exact same thing that was going on with the guy that was talking to Ike, but also the same with the guy that was talking to Ryan. So, okay. Now, forwarded message, I guess. I don't know what's going on here because this says thank you, God bless, and it's like the end of that email tip. But then it has a forward message right here and says, question, Kiely's friend blank said there was a moonroof on Kiely's blank huge sentence. If this is so, why does the flyer not have a picture of this and blank decal, and why doesn't the missing flyer show this black moonroof instead of a white car covered in snow? Shouldn't we be posting these items into social media if in fact true? I remember there being discrepancies with the vehicle because just like with the Brian Koberger Idaho case, they were giving us stock photos instead of a freaking picture of Kiely with her vehicle or just a picture of her vehicle. Now, she didn't have it for very long, so I guess it's possible that she didn't have like pictures of her with the car the way that they needed, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it was like stock photos instead of it being her real car. It continues and says, blank also said she spoke to someone at the party who was from Sacramento. She also debunked a story about a person who spotted a topless girl running from a blank in Sacramento. I remember that story. I think there was even like ring camera footage, and the girl looked very much like Kiely. And she was topless and she was running and screaming for her life. And there was a similar vehicle like Kiely's also in the vicinity. I remember that. And it was quickly just like gone. I remember even the source where I'd originally saw it, like it was just gone from there too. So yeah, that was pretty strange. Was this story actually debunked? Seems like blank is the only one with details. Who is this person? This blank person. It's a very short name. Whoever it is, it's a short name. The only other person who said they knew two adults that saw Kiely at the party that I have heard of were a guy named Blank and streamed live yesterday on Instagram, aka Blank on Instagram. So this is the person's name and this is their username on Instagram. Link is below. Oh boy. See, and it's all redacted. Blank, who has called in and been called to talk live several times on blank. So some channel right here that was streaming, I guess, and was doing call-ins is right here. When he starts streaming live at the campsite on his Instagram, who said his two cousins blank actually saw Kiely at the party being very social and admitted that blank. Okay, this got to be that Ron guy that talked to It has to be. Blank, two cousins are afraid to come forward because of the drug use. No names of these cousins. Some viewers speculate blank himself was at the party because he knows so much and admittedly had a history of these parties. Now, it seems like they are saying that the rest of it is on this form because as you can see right here, it continues all the same stuff the way the other form does, but then right here it goes into like the rest of it. Because see how right here it states right here, because he knows so much and admittedly had a history of these parties and the drugs that go on with the guys using them on the younger girls, and that guys as old as 40 were at the party. 40 years old, hanging out with girls as young as 16 years old. And then it says continued below. It's redacted and then hella redacted. This is a lot. This is not like just there for no reason, because see the referral thing, like these are actual blocks of redactions. What was this for? Investigative notes. Just you're not getting nothing. Damn. Oh, it's just absolutely wild. Okay, and see, it stopped. So it said continued below, and then there's no more. There's no more of that one. Okay, 8:15 of 22. This is information, another tip, I guess. Okay, on 8/13/22 at 8:02 a.m. Eastern Time, blank, date of birth, blank, international cellular telephone number. So that's a foreigner? International cellular telephone number. Yeah, that sounds like a foreign cell phone. Okay. Then residential address blank called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to report information related to missing person Kiely Mae Rodni on 4chan thread in Truckee, California. Blank provided the following information. Blank reports that he saw a post on 4chan stating a person has sent pictures of a missing girl, Kiely Mae Rodni, FBI missing person list. Blank stated on 4chan.org, usernames are not used, all posts are anonymous. The post Blank is reporting is made by a U.S. citizen. Blank reports that Rodni was last seen at Prosser Lake Campground in California, and then there's a huge sentence redacted. 4chan user stated, she's gone. I saw the pictures. You're not going to find the body. Blank reports that Rodni attended a large party at the campground in California and was never seen again. That's true. Blank states that his wife saw the post at 9:50 p.m. Australian time. So yeah, somebody from Australia sending the tip in after his wife saw it. So he didn't even see this himself. Enclosed are the following items. So is this like the 4chan post? Now maybe it's just my PTSD brain, okay, but I don't remember a 4chan post being a discussion. I remember a lot of like Instagram and Facebook stuff. I know 4chan was a big deal in the very beginning of the Idaho 4 case, but I don't recall 4chan being a big deal in the beginning at all for Kiely. If you guys remember, though, let me know in the comments, but I honestly don't remember. Okay, so this is just the same thing in different formats. So it looks like there's going to be double for all of these, literally for all of them. But I would like to assume that that's what this is, that these redacted boxes are like copies of the 4chan posts themselves. And look, all these redactions again. Date of entry, 8/15/22. Blank, date of birth, blank, address blank. Was interviewed telephonically at phone number blank in regards to Placer County Sheriff's Office, MACE tip number 272. After being advised of the identity of the interviewing agent and the nature of the interview, blank provided the following information, and it's completely blanked out. Completely blanked out. Is this like associated with that? 363-8860, 363-8860. It's all the same number. Okay, so this looks like this ends this document because this one says 1 of 2 right here. Is this the same? Okay, this is serial 11 and this is serial 12. So yeah, that's it. Somebody did an interview on the phone and gave a whole paragraph's worth of info and we don't get to read anything. This is another one, 8/15/22. On 10 August 22, Sacramento Division Special Agent blank and Victim Assistant Specialist blank interviewed blank, date of birth blank, telephone blank. The interview started at the Truckee Donner Recreation and Park District building. Address is 10981 Truckee Way, Truckee, California. SA and VS, which is the two agent people up here. Again, I don't understand why they're not letting us know the names of the people who investigated. Like, why not? I don't understand. They transported blank to the last known location of missing person Kiely Rodni and eventually back to the Truckee Donner Recreation Building. After being advised of the identities of the interviewing personnel, blank provided the following information about halfway through this interview. Special Agent blank, blah, 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 consent. So they must have started something and didn't get consent first and then stopped halfway through the interview and then had them sign consent to be interviewed. You know, something similar happened to me when I had my third child. I had to have C-sections for all of my kids, right? So there's a separate signature for like anesthesia and stuff like that. And they had to monitor my blood pressure and all kind of stuff. So he had to like really be paying attention and stuff. And he was great. The anesthesiologist was great. But he didn't have me sign stuff until after the fact. And I was like all kind of like messed up and stuff from like the whole surgery, right? And everything was signed after. And I was like, oh, okay. That just reminded me of this. That's interesting because we know that like little slip ups of things can cause a lot of problems. So it's just interesting. But again, below is a summary of the interview and is not intended to be verbatim, and it's all redacted. Now, this also says interview notes and pictures. So I wonder who this is. I wonder if this is Sammy. I wonder if they picked up Sammy, brought her to where she claims the car was parked and whatever her story was, and then took pictures of everything and added them. I wish they would like give us more information. Okay. This is a cover sheet for serial export, serial 12, which is this. This right here is serial 12. See right here up at the top. So CD containing blank. CD containing downloaded blank. So the pictures maybe that they took of the area at the time of this interview. I'm assuming, guys, I'm just trying to figure out all of the blankness. Now here's another one dated 8/16 of 22, August 12th, 22, Special Agent blank and Assistant Special Agent blank attempted to locate blank. And then it's blank and notes were included as attachments and blank. Okay. Serial number 14. Some text. Oh, we actually have quite a bit to read here. All right, let's see. Dated 8/17 of 22. On August 11th, 22, FBI Special Agent blank contacted Inlow Hospital security personnel located at the main entrance lobby of Inlow Hospital in regards to Placer County Sheriff's Office MACE tip number 272. See serial 11 for more information. Okay, let's go back up to serial 11. That just says this, that this person was interviewed telephonically and then everything is blanked out. Okay, so this is at a hospital. Inlow Hospital in California, I'm going to assume. Inlow Health, Inlow Medical Center in Chico, California. After obtaining the appropriate internal approvals, Officer Blank and Special Agent Blank reviewed surveillance footage from Monday, August 8th, 22, between approximately 8 p.m. and 10 p.m., the time period in which Blank believes she was approached by someone who may have been the missing person, Kiely Mae Rodni. So this person believes they saw Kiely at this Inlow Hospital between 8 and 10 p.m. on August 8th. Okay. SA Blank and Officer Blank were able to find surveillance footage that showed a dark figure approaching Blank at the bench area outside of the main entrance around 8:52 p.m. Unfortunately, the bench area does not have its own surveillance cameras, and the camera posted in the corner of the main entrance was unable to pick up a clear image of who approached Blank. The dark figure walked away from Blank in the benches and headed west on West 5th Avenue at approximately 8:54 p.m. So they stood there for 2 minutes. The two agents reviewed footage from a different surveillance camera posted outside of an Inlow building that faced the southeast side of the hospital. If the unknown individual that had used Blank cell phone continued to walk east on West 5th Avenue towards Esplanade, this camera would have captured them. There was no footage of anyone matching Blank description that passed this camera around 8:54 p.m. So this person walked up to this person and asked to use their cell phone? Okay, who did they call? Based on this information, it is possible that the unknown individual left the bench area heading east on West 5th Avenue and then took a right and headed south on Magnolia Avenue. If the individual would have done this, they would not have picked up on the camera mentioned above. Special Agent Blank left Inlow Hospital and conducted a neighborhood canvass of Magnolia Avenue between West 5th Avenue and West 1st Street, approximately 4 blocks. Special Agent Blank made contact with a number of residents, none of which could provide camera footage for the night in question at that time. Okay, well, again, did they get the phone number of the person that this person called? Because that's what it sounds like. This person walked up to this person that was, I guess, on break somebody that works at the hospital, I guess, asked to use a cell phone and then walked away. So I don't know if they got the number. It doesn't say it. So let's see what's this one. So this is serial 15, another instance completely. This is possible sighting of Kiely in Harper, Texas. Bro, okay, so we're going to stop for a second. Okay? I don't know how many of you have been here from the very beginning, but the whole like 7 degrees of separation thing is legit. And this is why I have to mention this, because I was born and raised in a town called Kerrville, Texas. If you are one of the ones that have seen videos of the Carfax information for Kiely's Honda SUV, you will see a Lemillier's RV and truck repair on the Carfax from a few years before it actually ended up being Kiely's SUV. My uncle, that's no longer alive, my mom's older brother, not oldest brother, but older brother, owned that and did work on the Honda again before it was Kiely's. I'm mentioning it now because Harper, Texas is 5 miles away from where I grew up in Kerrville, Texas. Kerrville was on her Carfax. Harper is right outside of Kerrville. That is crazy. Holy crap. That's crazy. Okay. Let's read this. And I'm going to try not to read too much into this now that I know that there's a weird connection here, because that's creepy to me. Holy crap. Okay. 8/16 of 22. Violation, fugitives, emergency, false, threat to life, false, submitted text. She did not seem to be in distress since she was smiling and talking to the male companion, who was a young but slightly older Hispanic looking male. He had a lighter complexion than normal Hispanics, with dark hair, about 5'9". I printed out the poster that you had of her and took it to the Family Dollar, and the manager and another employee agreed that it looked like the same young lady they have seen. They think they have seen her more than once in the store. They remembered her because she came in the store barefooted and had to tell her to put shoes on before she could be in the store. I left them with the poster to check with other employees. I did not remember what vehicles were in the parking lot. This says, what fugitive are you reporting? Kiely Mae Rodni. That's like calling her a fugitive is a bit much, but okay. What agency is the fugitive wanted from? Missing persons. Okay. When and where did you last see the subject? On August 8th or 9th, I was at the Family Dollar store in Harper, Texas, 78630, and saw a young lady with a young man. I had seen her picture once on the news, but didn't think much of it since we are a small community, but they looked out of place for the local residents. I mean, honestly, Texans can sniff out Californians from a mile away. Texans don't like Californians because Californians leave California because the politics are horrible, and then they try to vote their same way here in Texas. And what are you doing? That's basically like whenever you leave a terrible country because the politics are literally putting your life in danger, but then you come here and you try to bring all your crazy stuff from your old country to the United States. And thank you for listening to my TED Talk. This makes sense to me that she said that because, like I said, Texans can sniff out people that are just not from Texas. We just can't, all right? The more pictures I have seen of her and the fact that this young lady was also around 5'7", the more it has bothered me. What are the physical characteristics of the suspect? Hair color, height, weight, all the things. Okay. She had an oversized white long-sleeved pull-over sweater that reached down mid-thigh. Her hair was pulled up into 2 buns on the top of her head. We've actually seen Kiely look very much like that. Now, when it talks about vehicle, it says, didn't observe them getting out of or into any vehicle since they were already in the store when I got there, and I left before they did. And then the complainant information is blanked out and then continues on here, blanked out again. So damn, that means they probably went to Harper. The feds probably went to Harper, Texas, passed right by the house that I grew up in, and then went to that Family Dollar over in Harper and did an investigation on if it was actually Kiely or not. That is so freaking cray cray, bro. Oh my god, that is so cray cray. Okay, blank, 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 blank. No more blankness. Okay, another possible sighting, and it just has pending something. I don't know. This can't be the same as the Harper one. Okay, this is not. It's Crescent City, California. Okay. Again, they have it listed as a child abduction with no ransom, and it states on 8/16 of 22 at 9:46 p.m. Eastern Time, blank, date of birth, blank, cellular telephone number, blank, an officer with the National Park Service at Redwoods National Park called to report that they wanted to provide the FBI with information pertaining to a possible sighting of missing person Kiely Rodni in Crescent City, California. Blank provided the following. Blank said that he was an officer. So this is not a civilian. This is somebody that actually works for the National Park Service that made this tip call in. Okay. This guy said he was an officer with the National Park Service and was calling the FBI regarding a missing person, Kiely Rodni, in Crescent City, California. A man named Blank alerted the officers to a possible sighting of Rodney, who is with a young male in his mid-20s. Okay, so this again is a third-party tip. This is an officer from the National Park Service calling in because somebody else is claiming that they saw something. He cannot validate this. The male was average build and height, Caucasian, short brown, wavy hair with scruffy facial hair. The young lady that resembled Rodney was wearing a light colored tank and shorts and had on a black necklace. Blank said that Blank had a short conversation with them, and they said that they were on a trip from Louisiana, and the young male was her father. But the guy was described as young and in his mid-20s. I mean, that don't compute. Okay. They didn't have local knowledge of geography, and the accent with which the young woman spoke was suspicious, according to the third party. Okay, but if you're in California and you've never really listened to somebody that lives in Louisiana and how they talk, then you really wouldn't know if it was suspicious or not. I'm just saying. They were on the beach, and the physical contact between the two didn't match the relationship of a father and daughter. Yeah, that's what's a bit said, but that's what they said, that the young man was her dad. But they were like touchy and feely and stuff on the beach. Okay. Blank also mentioned that the two had said they had a rental car with them but didn't give a make or model of the vehicle. The sighting occurred approximately 5:30, 5:45 Pacific time today, 8/16/22. The story just didn't add up, so they felt the need to report it along with them, it's missing the M, fitting the physical description. Blank said that he had reached out at blank if anyone has any questions. Blank left 2 numbers if anyone has any further questions. Yeah, they're sitting there saying that they're dad and daughter, but they're touchy-feely and shit on the beach. That's just gross. Okay, whatever. Let's move on to the next one. I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that. Okay. This is the same thing. Yeah, this is again the exact same story with the exact same redactions, just in a different format. It's crazy to me that they do that so much. Like, it's not accomplishing anything. It's really not. It's just not. Okay, serial 17 from 8/17 of 22. Again, information related to missing person Kiely Rodni, and it states here on 8/16 of 22 at 11:15 p.m. Eastern Time, date of birth blank, cellular telephone number blank, called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to report information related to missing person Kiely Rodni. Note, this information is being provided for domain awareness, dissemination to local authorities, or for whatever action deemed appropriate. Is that on the other ones? That little note is not on the rest of these. Let's see. See, it's not like that either. Look. That note is not on any of these other ones. What in the world is that about? Okay, so it goes on to state blank provided the following information. Blank was reporting how she called a few days ago. This was regarding the Kiely Rodni case. Then blank, cell number, telephone, blank, who was also blank, came on the phone. So there's 2 people calling in on the same phone call. Blank stated blank was interested in this case. Okay. Apparently, there was a woman, blank, in the comments of the Find Kiely Rodni page, commenting and alluding to how blank may have information regarding Kiely's disappearance. So, two people on the phone, one of them claiming that they were seeing comments from a woman on a Facebook page claiming that somebody else, so again, like a million degrees of separation here from the source of the actual tip. Okay. Blank contacted blank and pieced information together. According to blank, there was a couple of people in a red car that showed up to blank's residence. Blank stated blank asked to rent the blank basement till Christmas. Okay. There was a rumor going around for a really long time. I never dug into it myself. A lot of people that talked about this case did. I didn't. I never saw proof of a reason to. I just didn't. People can say whatever they want to, but unless they produce receipts, I'm not going to go chasing ghosts. If there's nothing to validate your claims, then I cannot be wasting my time, okay? This person's last name was Singh, and they had a whole story. They had a whole entire story going around for a long time. So I already know that's what this is going. This is what this is based off of the context. Again, I don't know everything the person said. I just know from what I'm understanding that there wasn't anything validated, nothing verified. There was never any receipts for anything. It was all just talk. Blank did not know if blank were related. However, blank stated there was a girl blank thought was Kiely in the back of the red car. Blank stated blank did not know the make or model of the car. Blank did not know the license plate number. Blank was calling now because no one had called blank. Okay. Blank stated this incident happened on 8/8 of 22. Blank does not have blank residence. Blank does not have blank's phone number. Blank stated blank contacted Placer County Sheriff's Office regarding this information. Blank was also stating Kiely's car was in blank, and then new sentence, completely redacted. We're hiding Kiely's car in blank. Blank does not know how blank knew this. Blank does not have blank address. Blank. This is ridiculous. Lastly, blank contacted Placer County Sheriff's Office. Okay, so this person called the tip line and another person got on the phone with this person. I don't know if they were in the same room or if it was a three-way call or what, but there's two people on the line. And they came on the phone claiming that they read comments in a Facebook page about this Singh lady, because it's a woman with the last name Singh that was saying all this stuff, okay? Saying that Kiely and another person wanted to rent a room in a basement until Christmas and that they showed up in a red car, but that they didn't have any of the. This is exactly what I mean. Look at all this stuff right here. No plate number, no make and model of the car, no further information, just this little bitty bit of weird I need attention type boo-boo is what I'm seeing here, because you've got nothing to go on at all, but you're taking all of this information that you got off of a Facebook post that hasn't been validated, verified, or nothing, and getting the feds all up in a tizzy over it because you read something in a Facebook group. That's what this is right here. This isn't even coming from the person who claimed these things. This is literally coming from somebody who saw it on a Facebook page. Yeah. And notice it says right here, blank was reporting how she called a few days ago. So this person has now called in twice for the exact same thing. That's, again, third-party information they're getting from a public social media website. Yeah. Okay. And then blankety blank again. And it goes into where it just puts it into this format and nothing at all is changed. And there's something about an Instagram right there. I guess maybe they asked for the person's Instagram account. I don't know. Okay, blankety blank. Okay, this is serial 18. So this is a separate incident. This says individual reports felon in possession of a firearm making threats to harm. What does that have to do with Kiely? What does that have to do with Kiely? Okay. On 8/16/22, and look, that weird note is not there. What did that note say again? Let's go back up. Note, this information is being provided for domain awareness, dissemination to local authorities, or for whatever action deemed appropriate. And notice the ridiculousness of this report. So basically, I think this means, hey, we know that this is just cray-cray, but we have to put it in here because we have to. It's kind of what it sounds like. Okay, let's go back down here to the new one. And let's see why this firearm thing has anything to do with this situation. Okay. 8/16/22 at 11:07 p.m. Eastern, an anonymous tipster with a telephone number of blank, internet protocol IP address blank, which resolves to Las Vegas, Nevada, 89101, submitted an online tip to the FBI National Threat Operations Center via tips.fbi.gov to report his blank with telephone number blank, address blank. Blank is a felon in possession of a firearm making threats to harm in Kings Beach, California. So a person with an IP address from Las Vegas is calling in about a guy that apparently is a felon in possession of a firearm that is making threats on a beach all the way in California. But this guy is in Nevada. Okay, anyway. On 8/17/22 at 12:22 a.m. Eastern, blank spoke with officer, I guess there's an R missing, blank with badge number blank regarding the following information. 8/16/11:07. It says violation other, emergency true, threat to life true. Well, because the person has a firearm, I guess is why. Then we have felon in possession. Okay. What was the exact crime that occurred? Vitamin trafficking and illegal firearms. When did the crime incident occur? Please provide approximate date. And it says 8/21 of 21 to current. So this person is trying to say that they've known this person has been a criminal for over a year, or about a year now. They know the exact date this person became a criminal. Okay. Where did the crime incident occur? And it's blanked out. Okay, well, didn't it just say King Beach or whatever? Didn't it? Where is it? Kings Beach, California. Okay. Then subject information, I guess the person's description and their name and stuff is blanked out. Additional information blanked out. Complainant information blanked out. And this is also completely blanked out. What in the hell? Seriously? Why is this associated with Kiely's case? Anonymous tipster. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is that the person that they're describing maybe is somebody that is a known associate of Kiely's or associated with Kiely in some way, shape, or form, because there's nothing that they allowed in there that gave me any indication that this random felon with the firearm on Kings Beach would have any association with Kiely. So that's just weird. Okay, serial number 19, blank, date of birth, blank, telephone numbers, blank, and blank. So this person has 2 phone numbers of contact. Was interviewed at her residence, so it's a female, blank, blank, by FBI Special Agent blank and Placer County Sheriff's Officer Detective blank. After being advised of the identity of the interviewing agent and the nature of the interview, blank provided the following information. So this is a person, a female, that allowed these agents to go into her home and interview her. And it just says it was done in Truckee, California, in person. And that's literally it. That's literally it. Actually, that makes me want to go up and check on something real quick, because the other one did have location and stuff on it too, and I think I passed over it. We were down around like page 70, so I'll remember that. But I want to go back up in real time so that you guys can see that I am going back up. That Harper, Texas thing is crazy to me. Okay, so yeah, this is the Inlow Hospital, and this is Chico, California. Yeah, that matches the hospital that I found on the Googly thingy. Now this one this one just says on August 12th, the special agent and assistant special agent attempted to locate blank, and it just says Truckee, California. Who are you trying to locate? Kiely? Because, she's the missing person, or who else is that? That's interesting. Okay, now let's go back down. I'm pretty positive that we were around 70. Is that right? Just want to make sure. Let me pop up 1 second. Okay, yeah, that's the weird one that don't make no sense. Okay, we're back at this one. We're done with this one. Now let's go to this one. Non-custodial overt interviews, date 8/18 of 22. And it says, again, non-custodial interview in Truckee, California. So I guess this might be who this is up here. And this would be Lindsay, maybe, but it says non-custodial. And if that has anything to do with parents, then I guess it wouldn't be Lindsay. I don't know. Okay, description, non-custodial overt interview of blank on 8/12 of 22 interview, and it was recorded, physical media. Okay, and that's it. It says it was on 8/17 at 11:55 a.m. Again, CD, DVD, physical media. Okay, is this the same thing? 8/18, non-custodial interview conducted on 8/16. Is that the same date? No, 2 different times. So this was an interview done on 8/12, and this other one down here again on 8/12, but then this one was done 4 days later on 8/16. I wonder if it's the same person. Maybe this non-custodial thing doesn't actually have anything to do with one of the parents, because I don't know what it means. So this was again on 8/16. And it was recorded. A polygraph test. Okay, so polygraph post-test interviews of blank and blank by Special Agent blank on 8/16. And this was collected on 8/17. Did the other one have anything about a polygraph? I didn't think so. Now, we know that Jagger was interviewed by the feds. I cannot remember off the top of my head if he took a polygraph, but I think he did. I think he did and passed it. So this is 8/18, interview on 8/17. So the next day, I wish it told us who it was. I know for a fact Jagger was interviewed. He came out and talked about it. I don't know who else was, though. You would think Sammy. I'm pretty positive she was interviewed. There'd be no reason for her not to have been. I think we heard that she was interviewed. But then they went out of state. Like, her and her parents, like, jetted out of state so fast. I think they went up to Montana or something like that. She should have never been allowed to leave. Should have never been allowed to leave. Okay, so this is an attempted telephone interview on 8/17. And then this is an interview over the telephone of this person, whoever this redacted name is, on 8/17. And then, yeah, same thing again right here. Telephone interview of blank on 8/17. Unsub? This is an interview again on 8/17. Again, just redacted. They're not even telling us the names of the person. Like, we know the people that were involved. You could easily just give them, give us initials just so we can put it in order with our brains. Non-custodial interview again on 8/12. So this is going backwards. This is somebody with a long name, I guess, because this is a big old redaction right here. This is just cover sheets of blank interview on 8/15. That's on a disc. And then we have more deleted pages. Total deleted pages, 35. I'm confused because this says total deleted pages 100. And what report is this? 1593262. I think we were on 80. It's the same thing. So that's 135 deleted pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, all of them. just literally. So it's 1 through 32, and then 36, 48, 49, 50, 51, and 55. That is bewildering. That is bewildering. Okay. So, okay. What serial was this? This was serial 26. And then it has this, and then it jumps to serial 29. Man, there sure is a lot missing for an accidental drowning. Holy crap. Okay. Kiely Rodni, again, they have it listed here as a child abduction with no ransom. But it was an accident, I guess. Whatever. 8/17/22 at 5:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Blank, other address, blank with internet protocol IP address, blank, which resolves to Burbank, California. So someone in Burbank, California sent in a tip to tips.fbi.gov regarding possible location of missing person Kiely Rodni in Los Angeles, California. Now, there's a note on here claiming, according to FBI missing person poster for Kiely Rodni, this information is being forwarded to review by the Sacramento field office. So a different field office in, I guess, Los Angeles took this, and it got sent over to the Sacramento office, is how I'm assuming that what that means. Okay. Submitted 8/17, violation other, emergency blank, threat to life blank, all the other things. And then there is just a yahoo.com. Authorities announce phase search missing, and then, yeah. Okay, so I typed it in split screen from the text that it has right here, and it was this. It goes to Good Morning America article that's just posted on Yahoo News about authorities conducting sex offender sweeps amid the search for missing teen Kiely Rodni. This is an article that was posted on August 16th of 2022. Now it says here, there is a possibility that I might have seen Kiely Rodni's SUV in the South Bay area. The sticker looks familiar. Only problem, can't remember exactly when or where. The following are my routes to work since I remember going south. El Segundo to Main Street to Torrance Avenue. El Segundo to Redondo Beach to Crenshaw to Prairie or Hawthorne. 105 to 110 South to Redondo Beach or 91 West or 190 to Torrance. That sticker really looks familiar. Violation questions. What was the exact crime that occurred? Missing person Kiely Rodni. When did the crime occur? Sometime last week. So he remembered this from a week prior. And then the South Bay area is where they're claiming that they saw the SUV with the same sticker. Okay, but not a lot of info other than that. And it was in Los Angeles. Okay. Well, again, it goes into the same format here. Let's go on to the next one. Serial number 30, tier line, redacted. What does that mean? Okay, 8/19 of 22. Oh. I don't know. I don't understand what I'm about to read. I'm telling you now. I have no freaking clue. So here we go. Foreign dissemination legal statement. Pursuant to Attorney General guidelines for domestic FBI operations, the dissemination of the enclosed information is in the interest of the national security of the United States. This is a missing 16-year-old's case. What do you mean? This is a missing teenager's case. So that's a wild statement. The information is relevant to the recipient's authorized responsibilities. Its dissemination is consistent with the national security interest of the United States, and the FBI has considered the effect such dissemination may reasonably be expected to have on any identifiable U.S. person. If required by policy, either the Office of the Chief Division Counsel, CDC, or the Office of the General Counsel, OGC, has reviewed the information contained in the enclosed communication. Passage of this information is consistent with the standards for dissemination of U.S. persons' information to foreign authorities as authorized in the AGG-DOM. The FBI will undertake reasonable steps to ensure that any intelligence information that the FBI disseminates pursuant to this authorization is not and will not be used for either assassination prohibited under Executive Order 12333 or torture as defined in U.S. criminal law. What the shit am I reading? What in the actual shit am I reading? No, we're just not going to skip over that. Okay, so this is a foreign dissemination legal statement. What does this actually mean? Okay, foreign dissemination legal statement. What does it mean? A permissive foreign disclosure and release marking used on information to indicate that the originator has authorized a senior foreign disclosure and release authority to make further sharing decisions. I don't think that has anything to do with anything. I don't know what I'm reading. And this is going to bother me. I don't know what I'm reading. Okay, so let's just see what this says, because whatever the story is. Okay. On August 7th, 2022, the FBI National Threat Operations Center received a report from blank. Kiely Rodni blank went to a party in Truckee, California on 5 August 2022 and did not return home. According to Rodney Neiman, Kiely Rodni blank, why blank, attended the party located near the Prosser family campgrounds off Highway 89 in Truckee, California with friends and classmates. On 8 August 22, FBI Sacramento opened a full investigation into the disappearance of Kiely Rodni blank. What is the blank for? This investigation was opened in support of ongoing investigative efforts by the Nevada and Placer County Sheriff's Departments. Investigation thus far has revealed approximately 150 to 300 individuals attended various parties at or near the Prosser family campgrounds and Prosser Lake on the evening of 5 August of 22. We know that. There were several different little sections of things happening for sure. Again, blanked out. Because this investigation involves a juvenile missing under suspicious circumstances, FBI Sacramento considers this an extingent request. And then some more blank stuff. Okay. On 7 August 22, blank reported to the authorities that blank Kiely Rodni went to a party in Truckee, California on 5 August 2022 and never returned. According to blank, attended the party with her friends and classmates. The party was in the forest located near the Prosser family campgrounds off Highway 89, Truckee, California. Based on investigation conducted by the FBI and the Nevada and Placer County Sheriff's Departments, this party was attended by approximately 150 to 300 individuals instead of one party. There were several related parties in the general area of the Prosser family campgrounds and Prosser Lake on the evening of 5 August of 2022. So that's basically just the exact same thing I read already. Okay, questions regarding this communication should be directed to blank, so we have no idea who we're supposed to direct anything to. Okay. United States Department of Justice. So this is from the DOJ. Letterhead memorandum. Okay, this is serial 31. So this is different, and whatever this is redacted. It says here, unless otherwise provided herein or expressly authorized by Federal Bureau of Investigation Headquarters in a separate communication, the information in this document is for intelligence and lead purposes only, and your government may not use the information in any legal proceedings, disseminate the information to any other government, person, or entity, or take any overt investigative steps, including but not limited to formal legal process or direct contact with referenced persons, entities, or their associates based on the information in this document. Holy shit. Okay, well, it's all completely redacted, so no worries there, guys. Because this investigation involves the disappearance of a juvenile under suspicious circumstances, the FBI considers this extingent circumstances, and then it is sincerely blank. So is this them sending a letter to the DOJ asking for help? Like, I'm confused about what this actually is because it's all It's all blanked out. Okay, serial 32. This is potential sighting of FBI at a Dollar General in Nice, California. So we had a Family Dollar in Harper, Texas, which again just blew my mind. Okay. Now we have one at a Dollar General in Nice, California, and this is dated on 8/19 of 22. Okay, this says on 8/18/22 at 1:16 p.m. Eastern Time, blank, date of birth blank, partial other telephone number blank, residential address blank, called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to report a potential sighting of FBI missing person Kiely Mae Rodni, a minor, at a dollar store in Nice, California. Blank provided the following information. On either 8/6 or 8/7, blank witnessed an unknown subject, unsub, she described as a tall, very good-looking male with dark hair inside a dollar store, potentially a Dollar General in Nice, California. So you don't know what store you were in. This is on 8/19. This was like a little bit less than 2 weeks ago. You don't know what store you went to? Okay. The unsub then went to his car, which Blake described as a silver or white SUV of an unknown make and model, and handed his groceries to an individual who resembled Rodni. The individual resembling Rodni had dirty blonde hair, a Lake Tahoe shirt, and was slumped down in the car, and her hair was all messed up. Blank advised the writer the woman just didn't look good when Blank saw her. According to a store manager, Blank spoke with the dollar store, saves its CCTV recordings for 6 months. At a later point, potentially on 8/14 of 22, Blank witnessed the unsub in the same vehicle driving on the highway when there's no traffic on the highway in the morning without the woman in his vehicle. You mean like probably on his way to work? Okay. Blank attempted to report the unsub and the woman to LLE, but advised the writer nobody returned her calls. Blank was unable to identify the law enforcement agency in charge of investigating Rodney's disappearance. And I wonder if they only questioned, hey, do you even know like the lead agency to see just like how serious they actually took it? Because that all sounds kind of cray-cray. Okay, so here it is again. It's just putting it in the formats, and there's no information on this. It's just a private citizen who doesn't even remember the store they shop at. Okay, now serial 33. This is the second to last page, so this is going to be it. This is going to be it for this federal vault document drop in this situation. Okay, it states on 8/19 of 22 at 11:09 a.m. Eastern Time, blank with date of birth, blank, cellular telephone number blank, called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to report information regarding a missing individual potentially seen in Las Vegas. Says blank provided the following information. Blank stated that she was in Las Vegas last week, during which she saw a female teenager who looked like Kiely Rodni, who is a missing person in California, on Fremont Street. Blank stated that the sighting took place on 8/15/22 and has not reported the sighting to law enforcement. Why not? Blank stated that the individual was a teenage girl who appeared to be from 15 to 17 years old and walking with an older man. Blank stated that she was crying while holding the older man's hand as they walked by. Blank stated that the teenager was blonde and around 5'6" in height. However, no more descriptions were known. And that's it. That's it. Now, for as long as this video is, we have to also keep in mind that there is 135 missing pages. Now, whenever I first opened this document, I thought there was only 100. So I had no clue until we got to that page. There was 35 additional missing pages. Now, I understand maybe again why some of these things are redacted, because if these clues and stuff, these tips didn't have anything to do with Kiely, there's no reason to put these people's names just like out there, right? Just because we're dropping the information doesn't mean that all of these people's PHI needs to be dropped. I agree with that sentiment. I would really love to know why the hell there's a firearms one associated with this case. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. There's no description or explanation for why it's part of the tips for Kiely being missing. That doesn't make any sense at all. But 135 pages. What about those pages are so important that you couldn't have redacted them and given them to us along with this information? If this is an accidental drowning, if we're not supposed to keep asking questions, then why are y'all hiding 135 pages that you could have just easily, heavily redacted like you did the rest? I don't know. But I actually talked with Steve Fisher about the CHP report. There's just been a lot of runaround. I'm not going to sit here and try to give y'all a schedule because he's tried to give me the schedule that they keep giving him, and it's just a bunch of runaround. For some reason, I believe it's called MAIT team is just backlogged. There's a family that Steve also talks to that had a report that they were waiting on from these exact same agencies, and that whole situation happened right before Kiely, and they just got their information, and now we're in the process of hopefully Kiely's information being released. So it's just, this is normal for them. There's no reason for it to be dragging along, okay? Because it seems to be just a backlogged timeline. But you would think that whenever they delegate agencies to take on more responsibilities, that they then would give those same agencies more resources. They're pretty spread thin. So as aggravating and as frustrating as it has been, I have gone back and forth with them on emails. Steve has called them. He actually told me, I think it was yesterday. We were talking about it on Twitter, and he was like, I called them about this and really kind of just gave it to them because this is just getting ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, this is absolutely insane. So we're still waiting for certain things to be done from that report, with what Truckee has to do, with the redactions that still have to be had, with whatever needs to be done in one other department, and then for the parents to then be given their information before there's going to be allowed to be any sort of public copy. And those are the important things that need to happen. So that's what we're waiting on. We just don't know when. This was literally supposed to have been done. We were having these conversations around Father's Day, Steve and I. So we've been waiting. We have been trying to stay patient, but it's been absolutely ridiculous. We just want the details. I just want the details. I need answers. And I know the family needs answers. As bad as I feel like I need answers, it's nothing compared to what the family feels like. Especially grandpa. Especially Kylie's grandpa. 2 years, and there's still so many things with no answers. So many things with no receipts, with no proofs, just words, and you gotta believe me because I said so, bro. And that's just not how this works. That's just not how it works out here in the real world. So let me know what you guys think about all these tips. It's kind of like an insight into just all of the runaround and all of the back and forth and everywhere that these agencies do have to take in order to follow every tip out there. But it also goes to show you that a lot of people will call in these tips based off of the same kind of crazy that we see out here on the YouTube streets with some of these channels that just do a lot of this, and they never provide any proof, any receipts, anything of anything that they are claiming. They just take something that they heard third party, and then the game of telephone has already proven that the story does not remain the same. So these people are seeing stuff that was written on Facebook, and then it's being told to another person, and then told to another person, and then another person's making a phone call, and then they're repeating it. And there's just really no telling what the origins of any of these things really are, because a lot of these weren't even firsthand. So that was interesting to see too. There's no telling how much of this stuff actually happens in these cases, because you imagine in the Idaho case how wild those online tips have been. Y'all see the crazy out here in YouTube. We creators give y'all a little bit of insight every little now and then, a little sprinkle of the crazy that ends up in our inboxes. I cannot even imagine the tip line to the FBI. But again, let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comments. And if you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you were not subscribed already. See y'all.